get around the other side. They're
The
gonna...
broom's not long enough. What?
Close the door. Oh, Flem, they're gonna be on a skirting board.
What in my name is going on?
We got bankers.
What?
No, I said infested, not invested, you troctolite.
Oh.
Infested? Oh no, it's not shrews again, is
Do you
it?
see any fire? Besides, never seen shrews in a dress before.
Wait, a dress? 2 of them, was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Ah, that's just Jess and Lucy.
What?
Their father said they might visit. I'll go fix up some jam sandwiches and leave them in the kitchen.
But I'm allergic to little girls.
Kutam Melunudi Zuamid. Welcome one and all to the fortress with a cylindrical hole in it for some purpose I no longer remember, that we all call Mirrorgleam. Yes, it's midwinter in the 47th year of the Dimension of Destiny. What the Ushildusim of Hammerlock would call the year of the beige artifact. The dwarves on the Mirror of Destiny, the Geshad Sting Ball, however, call it the 47th year. Much less whimsical souls, you see. But they haven't yet been devoured by demons from the blackest pit, so who's to say who's in the right, really? So far, our time at Mirrorgleam has been spent in building integral infrastructure on a project I have yet to fully describe. You'll need to watch to the end of the episode to see if said description rears its head today. I'm sorry about this, but you do insist on treating time as a linear journey from cause to effect. Only benefit to that is not putting yourself off your eggs by being sick first. Speaking of that infrastructure, here we are at the
Big circle.
Now, I have already shown you above, and to be honest, not too much more work has been done on that excavation. And the main reason for that is that we have focused our attention instead on below. Yes, down here we have continued the shape to just above the level I believe the first cavern layer begins. And why have we done this? Honestly, I had a plan, I'm sure of it, but for the life of me I can't remember it. What we'll be using it for now is a sort of reservoir. Not for drinking, but, well, without going into too much detail, I want it full of water anyway. For which we shall be utilizing the well. Before we get to any of that, I want to clear the main hallway of random junk. So, we've got the dwarves ferrying stuff from down below into the turtle. The centre shell has already been filled with furniture. Some think of a pointless venture, as a quantum stockpile would be much more efficient. But at least we can now see the multiple ghost statues I ordered were completed. Each flipper has been allocated a certain type of stock. A front right for bone, shell and horn. A back right for goods, weapons and items that are made from stone. Front left for bars of metal and charcoal. Back left for wood. Those orientation designations taken from the reference point of the turtle. For some reason. You'll note I couldn't decide on whether these stockpiles should be for finished goods or materials. Now, I know what you're all thinking. And yes, once. But I left before the giraffe came too, so it doesn't count.
Oh, Joe!
Oh dear, feeling poorly, are we?
Oh, give over. You know I'm allergic.
I don't know what you mean.
Is this because of the badger in your closet last Thursday? Because I swear I've no idea. So, how it got in there?
No, it's a mystery, isn't it? Especially seeing as the new cameras I installed only saw you going into my room.
Oh,
Well, you and the blanket-covered dog cage.
oh, alright, fair cop. But this can't go on. I've been sneezing for 40 minutes and I don't even have a nose.
Well, at least none of your clothes smell like angry badger.
You're not going to help, are you?
No, but do you know, I think I might just prepare them a plate of cookies and a pitcher of fizzy pop. Don't want them running out of energy before they leave.
You're a monster.
Well, butter my crumpet and record the sounds. Our resident animal trainer and second female, Alath Glacier Cloisters, has gone into a strange mood. Now, she's claimed a metalsmith's forge, so I don't suppose we'll be getting the war-trained polar bear or baby dwarf that I would actually want from her. But the chance her adequate blacksmithery results in an artifact weapon has me suitably tantalized. She's been lazing around ignoring the training tasks I've set her, so at the very least we know she's rested and equal to the task. We'll leave her to it. Oh, great. She's created a pig iron grate, Ushilsid Ice Charred. She claimed it as a family heirloom, which makes sense given it clearly references her name of Glacier Cloisters, but it's not a well-meaning commemoration. Alath apparently holds some resentment toward her family, and this grate is a symbol of her wish to allow in the cold and soothing watery love of her siblings, whilst holding out the large and lumpy rocks of her parents' disapproval. Oh, wait, no, I misinterpreted it. Turns out she just likes pig iron and grates. We're following Erdim Blunt Paint, one of our newer dwarves who is an expert carpenter and proficient stone crafter. So I've got him picking bilberries. Now, yes, it's an awful waste of ability, but we've got hardly any wood to be carpented, and all the stone crafting jobs are being done by dwarves not currently outside picking bilberries. It's not just him, though. Any able-bodied dwarves not currently engaged in more important tasks have been sent the order to get outside and pick nature's bounty. We get precious fuel resources from the frozen surface of the Mirror of Destiny, so, much like the pre-domesticated chicken, we must lay whilst the bamboo's sprouting. Or, in this case, bilberries. Oh, lovely. Followed Erdim in for his liquid lunch and noted the vomit trail leading to the tavern. It is as I feared. The dwarves are spending all of their time inside the fort, and so cavern sickness has taken a hold. We shall be fixing this. Later. Maybe. Moving on. Melbil is back. Can't say going sleeveless was a great idea. It's a bit nippy out there. Can't depend on the warm glow of newly wedded marital bliss, either. Not with the honeymoon period well and truly over. Not that there was much point to your trip, either. She'll be wanting us to become an official land of the realm still, and we are going to have to refuse again. Yes, here we go, see? Sorry, Melbil, we just aren't that type of fortress. Not yet, by any stretch. Why don't you grab one of the spare cloaks on your way out? No, I suppose you would have to cut that glorious hair. The things we do for fashion, eh? Now to trading, and Einod has already been requested. I can't see any wood in their inventory, and this worries me. Well, we need wood for the apparatus to move water around, and so our choices are either accepting Melbil's offer, which we've just refused, or cutting our way into the caverns. Can you guess which I'm going to choose?
Flem, you can't just let this go on.
Snodford, you sound better.
I found my antihistamines. Flem, they're feral.
What are you talking about?
They've run amok.
They are two little girls. How much amok can they possibly have run?
Huh. First, they've eaten all the cookies without even sharing one.
Well, I did make them for them.
They used the fizzy pop to burp the alphabet.
A little yucky, but harmless.
They've licked all the curtains in the living room.
What?
They got muddy footprints on the ceiling in the hall, drew on the walls in the den, swapped the forks and spoons in the cutlery drawer, and braided Graham's hair.
Gainsborough doesn't have any hair.
Yes, I do. I keep it in a box under my bed.
Well, that's just weird.
Do something!
I am. I'm enjoying myself. Oh, another dwarf has gone into a strange mood. This time it's Solon dwelling rampart. A novice carpenter who has claimed a carpenter's workshop and is making something out of the last of the green glass and cave blob leather. Which I think is a dig at your mum. So far at Mirrorgleam, our artifacts have been nothing short of disappointing, and I believe they will continue in this vein until I can be bothered to set up a weaponsmithing guild to trick the dwarves into all becoming legendary masters at it. Let's wait a tick to see how Solon adds to the disappointment. Oh, and do you know, it's actually rather interesting. Not the artifact itself, he's made a fungi wood splint called Lotol Rab, or Order Glowed. No, the interesting part is that he claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor Alaf Glacier Cloisters. But they aren't related. I checked Legends mode even, and except for the fact both of them were generated from thin air in the year they both arrived as migrants, they aren't related in the, biblical sense. So, what he's done is tied some fungus together with bits of blobby leather and slapped them into Alaf's hand, glass shard side down. I'm guessing she declined his advances. At least I hope that's what just happened. It does bear striking resemblance to a paddle, I'm told. Now feast your eyes on this. Just south of the big circle, and more importantly, the well. This new reservoir that's carved into the aquifer down here. Turns out a 1x2 well isn't really sufficient for filling the main reservoir in anything under many multiple centuries. So this here is the second reservoir we've created to fill the first. Which I still can't remember the point of. I'll find my notes eventually. It's fine. The issue now is one of power. Pumping power. With a pump stack built, my first I must add, and thank me for the diagrams online, I found to my dismay that we don't quite have the required number of windmills to power it all, being short 1 1/20 windmills thanks to the long line of axles. What does all this mean? Well, it means that we need wood. And what does that mean? Well, if we wait for somebody to make their way to this single block designated for digging... Yes, it's finally time! Now that we've cracked the seal on the caverns, I think it prudent we do a little scouting, and for that we shall be enlisting Domas and Lorbam. It is what they've been training for, after all. The caverns can be a dangerous place, and, yes, see what I mean. Troglodytes. These lichen-licking, knuckle-dragging five-head owners have obviously just been waiting for any excuse to climb our stairs and begin ravishing our women. All 2 of them. Well, I thought ahead, and they have been stopped by their one weakness. a locked door. Yes, skulk back off. Jumped forward a little and you can see we've created an airlock to... Oh my me! Domas shot off like a rocket. Oh, and while the cat's away... Hold it! Ha ha ha! Nearly, you sneaky little... Go, Domas! I think he might be relieving some of his pent-up aggression. Yes, now he's just running headlong into the cavern darkness. Right, we'd better call him back. There's still a handful of there he goes! Good me, he's like a terrier among rats. Oh, hello, Lorbam. Better late than never, I suppose. And Domas explodes away again. But I guess this time it was just wind. That'd be the plump helmets. Oh dear, taking a look at Lorbam now, he doesn't seem to be enjoying the little fighting he has done. Maybe Domas will need a second. With that all done, we can at least reap the reward for a well-defended cavern. Wood! Glorious in its fibrous beauty. Fantastic job, Domas, and you did fine, Lorbam. But before we can get to testing the pumps, we have a new dwarf in a strange mood, and that makes it 3 in this episode, now 2. This is becoming a habit. Sarvesh Seal Tongues, very menacing name. He's an expert leather worker, and he's gone straight to the leather worker's workshop, if you'd believe it. Oh, and he's done collecting things and started work. On to the pump stack. Right, we'll just pull this lever. And as you can see, the axles are spinning and the water is pumping. Just look at that. Now, granted, I've never had the best luck with water, especially where frames are concerned. And technically we need all of the materials that are currently being washed away, so we can't keep filling it just yet. And I still can't recall what the snod we were doing it for, but still, doesn't it look marvellous? So we pulled the lever again, and with any luck the water shall soon stop. Please me let the water stop. Oh, and Sarvesh is done. And no, it still hasn't stopped yet. Sana Dakam, morning fortune. Incredibly close to glory there, Sarvesh. It's a reindeer leather toga, and he's offered it to Misty Gates, which is the translation of our site's government of Sodinod. Yes, that is close to Snod, but I checked, it's just a coincidence. It's worth barely anything, it stinks of reindeer, and short of using it as a Mirrorgleam equivalent of a dunce cap, I don't know what we'll do with it. Thank you, Sarvesh. And with that final wet fart of an artifact, I shall leave you. Mirrorgleam is really coming along, and my plans, which I can't remember, Yes, well, they're coming along famously too. With the reservoir done, our sort of secondary objective for this series, I can begin focusing again on the initial. And with my hope to keep these series down to low double digits, you can assume, provided things go to plan, that we're about halfway there. Or we're not. Guess you'll have to keep watching. But thank you all for watching. I truly hope you enjoyed yourselves today, and I'll see you again next time. Anu Zeshon, you most wonderful of individuals. Anus Eshon. So they're gone? Yes, but before they left, they said they'd pretend they never came to keep our location a secret. That's good. Graham, are you wearing the hair?
It makes me feel pretty.